Hey y'all. So I wanted to talk to you today about how do you call it? I think it's sunk uh something fallacy. I can't think of it right now, my brain. Anyway, basically what it means is you're in a bad relationship and you don't want to walk away from it because you've invested a lot of time, energy, money, years, and more years. You just don't want to walk away from it because you've got so much invested. And I know someone who's going through that right now. Okay. And this person says, but we've known each other since high school. And so that's a lot of years. You're both adults now, obviously working and doing grown up things. However, however, things are not the way they are now with the relationship on the rocks. That's not how it was back then. So even though you have all this history with this person, things were great back then. Okay? And for some reason, things are not great now. Things have fallen apart. You're on the rocks. Communication is poor at best. One person is resistant to therapy, resistant to communication, has an anger problem, and things are not getting any better. Gets to a point where you're not really going to have a choice but to put the person out. The house is in this person's name, the original person's name, who's having a major problem with her partner. And it gets to the point where that person is not on the paperwork at all. And things are getting worse and worse and worse. When do you throw in the towel? When do you throw in the towel? When do you realize that, okay, I cannot do this anymore. Physically, I can't do it. Psychologically, I can't do it. I don't like who I'm turning into as a result of dealing with you. You're resistant to everything that I want to do to revive our dying relationship. You're resistant to everything. So you're going to have to put this person out. In the state of Missouri, you have to go through the court system to put someone out. You can't just put them out. She's not on the paperwork, the deed to the house or anything like that, or whatever she's got going on over there. But you gotta go through the court system to put the person out. That's the way it works here in the state of Missouri. Okay. Sunk lost fallacy, I believe it's called. Sunk lost fallacy. And that basically means we've invested so much we can't turn in the towel now. Sure you can. Sure you can. And I'm not going to say that in a tone of, oh yeah, just kick it to the curb. It's not that simple, especially when you have so many years. But you have to let that go because that was then, this is now. That was then, this is now. All those years, that person doesn't care that it's been all those years. They're being evil. Okay? Let's just be truthful about it. They're being evil. They're not getting all mushy gushy over, I should stop being so mean because we have so many years under our belt. That person doesn't give a damn. You gotta let that go. You have to let that go. And I know it's easier said than done. It's not easy to stay with this person and it's not easy to let them go. But you're going to have to do what's going to be healthier for you mentally and physically. The more stress you put your body under, the more you subject yourself to illnesses, some of which there's no cure. Some of which there is no cure. You have to let the time go, the memories go. You just have to. Even with non relationship connections, like friendships, for example. I've known somebody ever since, oh gosh, a long time, many years. And I suspected she was a narcissist and her parents are narcissistic and they control the hell out of her. And she will not sever ties with them. So their illness became her illness and she acts just like them. And I tried to reconnect with her in case I was jumping the gun. And no, I had to let her go again. And this time it's permanent. And I just don't like the comments that she makes. I don't like her making assumptions about me. I don't like how dark she is. And I'm not talking twisted sense of humor. I have a twisted sense of humor, okay? I'm just talking she's just dark and negative, and I don't making assumptions about me, and she's just not the person I knew. So although we go back for many years, she's not who she is now is not who she was back then. So even in a platonic so-called friendship type of situation, you may have to sever ties. It doesn't matter how many years have been. That was then, this is now. Because your loyalty to the timeline will keep you locked in. Your loyalty to the timeline will keep you locked in. And you'll always use that as an excuse and a reason to not sever ties. And that's detrimental to you when you are the one who's trying to pick up the pieces by your damn self, because that person's not helping you. They're not helping you. They're having an attitude and angry and huffing and puffing and refusing to be intimate with you and refusing to communicate. How much longer you want to put up with this? For as long as you've known this person? Pretty sure you don't want that. You gotta let go of the timeline. That is irrelevant. This is then, that was now. I mean, this is now, that was then. That person is not the same person they were back then. And you cannot make excuses. Well, she's on medication and this and that. Well, the doctor reduced the milligrams on the medication and she's still evil. So now what's the excuse? No more excuses. Either this is working or it's not. Either they're resistant to positive change or they're not. Forget the timeline. Just forget about it. You got to put that in the trash. And if you have to write it down on a piece of paper, how many years? This is how many years we've been together from this date to the present date. You write that down on a piece of paper. Write down the memories too. All those great memories you had back then, which led you to believe that you'll be with this person forever. But if that person changes, that is not the same person. So you write all those good memories on a piece of paper and you write the timeline on a piece of paper and then you crumple up that paper and you burn it or throw it in the trash. You can use one of those, and I've done it. You get one of those temporary roasting, they're like aluminum. And there's different sizes. You could get a small one, so when you light it on fire, it's safe. You're not going to set your house on fire. Okay, let's not do anything dangerous, all right? You burn it in that aluminum roasting, they're temporary. You just use them once, you cook in them once, and then you toss it. You write that on a piece of paper, you set it on fire, and when it's all, destroyed by the fire, you could put water, to get the heat out of it, and then you throw that sucker away. That was then, this is now. Gotta let it go. You have to let it go. I never said it was easy. It's going to be hard. But you also, when you if and when you finally get rid of this person, you also have to permit yourself to have a grieving period. You're going to have to grieve the loss of how great it used to be and grieve for what could have been that will never be. Okay? Love you guys. Take care.